Hello, we have got another delivery from ITV Reloved here today, and this one is actually really special. I'm excited about this one. Long-time listeners of the podcast will remember us talking about this particular item many times on the show, and actually it was one of the ones that I always hoped that ITV Reloved would put on, because we've not seen it on screen for quite a while. It's definitely well wrapped, but I know that inside it's going to be worth the wait. I've got a proper package opener today so that I'm not going to be near, oh my gosh, getting myself with the scissors. Okay, right, so looks like we're going to need to go this way. Let's put them on my lap. Let's have a look at them. Oh, a bit more needed there. I wonder if anyone can guess what this is yet. You haven't seen the title of the video, of course. Right, we have got a message in here first. It says, "Hey Michael, thanks for another great buy. Let us know if you decide..." I'm not going to read that because it's giving away what it is and what's going to be happening with it next. Okay, right, nicely packed, lots of brown paper. This is securely done. This is so exciting. Look. Oh God, I've got to be very gentle with this little guy, because he's been through the wars a little bit. Okay, right, so you can maybe start to see here what we've got. He's so rickety. Okay, let's just get this out of the way. We have got... Oh my gosh. It is Summer's robot. Look at him. Look at this. From the side in Billy and Summer's flat. He has been a little mascot of our podcast before, but he's lost his eyes, bless him. And yeah, definitely a few little bit worse for wear. Oh, I can just space his antenna out there. He's lost his heart. But I love him all the same, even if he can't love me back. And an arm. There we go, Summer's robot. I think he needs a little bit of a touch-up though. So Summer's robot had been on the show since 2017. It was the 4th of August 2017 when he first made his debut. The story was Billy had just adopted Summer, who back then was played by Matilda Freeman, after his friend and her dad Drew had died. So she'd moved in, and there was one episode where she was being particularly sullen and somber, and Billy needed a way to connect with her. So he and Todd saw a picture of her and her dad Drew making a scrap metal robot together, and it turned out that this was a little hobby that the pair of them had together. So Billy thought, great, I know how we can connect with her. I will make a scrap robot with her myself. So he got a load of bits and bobs together, like a biscuit tin, I don't know what else it was made up there, and then he pretends to kind of cobble together this really naff robot. He doesn't know what he's doing, or he pretends not to know what he's doing. Summer catches wind of it and comes over and says, let me help you out with this. So together, by the end of the episode, they've constructed this little robot, and they go and show it to Todd in the office. They take a selfie photo together. It's very, very cute and heartwarming. And over the next couple of years on the show, this robot would be in a really prominent position on the sideboard. And Gemma and I on the podcast would always kind of comment on it, or make jokes on it, about it on the podcast. And yeah, there was even a couple of episodes a few years ago where we got a little soundboard on the podcast and played these little robotic clips to make it sound like Summer's robot was commenting along with us on Coronation Street, and I think a few people got sick of that, so we nipped that in the bud pretty quickly. But yeah, we still continued to watch it on the show, and eventually it got replaced by another robot, another Gizmo bot. And then the original Summer's robot went on a higher shelf somewhere, I think, in Billy's flat, and then eventually it was retired. But we never forgot it. And last year we did a special Patreon episode of the podcast where we were counting down our top 5 items that we would want ITV Reloved to sell on the show, things that we'd most want to get. So ITV Reloved is an eBay page run by ITV and an organisation called the Prop Up Project, who get a load of old Coronation Street props and sell them off to the highest bidder. They'll sell them off to the highest bidder, and yeah, so we've had a few things from there. We've got some costumes and like a Chariot Square prop, because little ammonite kind of shell sort of thing, and Yeah, we really wanted to get this Summer's Robot, so I mentioned it on that particular episode, and but have a listen to what we were saying about it back then.
Right, my number 3 item, very personal and important item to me, and I'd be very sad if I had to enter a bidding war with you to get hold of this, is Summer's Robot. It's very important to the podcast. He's like he's our third co-host. Sorry, Abby.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes he is. This
Where are you going to put it?
I think in this room, you know, we're sitting against a wall of Coronation Street pictures. You've got a little side table next to you.
No, that's where Pat Phoenix
with a Pat Phoenix picture and a tiny porcelain Rover's Return or whatever it's made. Not porcelain, don't know what it's made of. I think that Summer's Robot would look quite excellent on that, or the windowsill, or I could have a little shelf to my side of the sofa. He's cool. He's was been in the background for so many, well, not so many years.
I think you can make your own.
He has now been retired from the Paul and Billy set, possibly because of the fact that having him in the background during the very harrowing scenes of Paul's demise might take away from the bleakness of the scene.
The robot would have an existential crisis because I don't think he knows he's a robot, and he doesn't know he's immortal. And if he saw Paul die, he might wonder when he's going to die.
Oh yeah, maybe. But yeah, we've made enough jokes and references about Summer's Robot during this time on the podcast that I think that if anyone should have it,
it's us.
It should us. We should be Summer's Robot's forever home.
Well, it's been a few days now that Summer's Robot has been sitting there chilling with Pat there. But those eyes, he needs some eyes. In fact, this is what this note from Pre-Love said that I didn't read out the other day. Let us know if you decide to give this Gizmobot some new eyes. Well, we're going to. I've been in touch with Mark, who runs Gizmobots, who's the person who made Summer's Robot here, as well as the other Summer's Robots that appeared in Billy and Summer's flat. It wasn't actually Billy and Summer who made them up after all. And he's very kindly agreed to fix them up for us. Maybe give him a new pair of peepers, maybe a new arm. We'll see. But yeah, we're going to wrap him up now, send him off, fingers crossed. We'll be able to get a nice new, shiny, brand new Summer's Robot back with us. So let's wrap him up.
And that'll do.
Okay, so it is 2 weeks later, and Summer's Robot is back with us. We bit of a saga getting this package yesterday. We stayed in all day because the package was supposed to be arriving yesterday afternoon, and then it didn't come. First it was told, we got an email that said between 4 and 5, I think. It didn't come. Then we got another one after 6 saying, oh, sorry, but it's definitely going to get delivered today. It didn't. So it came this morning. Luckily, it was about 9:30 or so this morning that it arrived. So all is well, and here is the newly touched up and fixed, as good as new, Summer's Robot. So I'm so excited. We've seen some pictures of this online since Mark sent us some, but there's nothing like seeing it in the flash, in the tin, or whatever it's made of. Right, so let's have a look. Oh look, he's got proper eyes and everything now, rising from his cardboard grave. Sturdy antenna. This is so exciting. I know that for some of you this isn't going to be that exciting, but it really, really is for us because of what a little mascot to the podcast he's been. But look. Look at him. Oh my God. He's so much kind of sturdier feeling now. He's not got that kind of floppy wonkiness that he had before, but give him a bit of a twirl. I don't know whether you saw this bit before. It has actually proof that he is from Coronation Street. Preston's Petals flat, as we all call Billy and Summer's flat, of course. Yeah, oh, look at him, he's amazing. Summer's Robot. So I am so chuffed with Summer's Robot here. Absolutely brilliant work done by Mark from Gizmobots. He was so good throughout the whole process. We were messaging him back and forth. There was one point where he changed the design a little bit, gave him a bit of an elongated neck and a blue jawline. It looked lovely, but we said, oh no, can we please have it looking a bit more like how he did on the show? And he was very good, and he changed it. I just absolutely love him. Thank you so much, Mark. And we actually had a bit of a chat. We did a little interview with Mark about his work behind the scenes at Gizmobot. So I thought you might be interested to know a little bit about how that works. So over to me and Mark. Mark, thanks for joining me on the podcast today to have a chat about your robots. And just have to say, what a background you've got behind you. They are pretty impressive.
Thank you. I've
So,
been busy.
yeah, I can tell. How did you start making these Gizmo bots? Where did it all begin?
So my dad was in the army. He got injured in the army, broke his back, and ended up in a wheelchair.
Right.
And he adopted me as a baby, and that's why my robots have a little adoption stories with them.
Yeah.
But he adopted me, and he became a clock repairer. And where we used to live was this crazy place, and there was this workshop where a lot of disabled guys worked, and so I used to visit my dad, and there was he works on big town hall clocks, so there was like massive cogs and bits and bobs knocking around, pendulums and stuff.
Yeah.
And his brother was a bin man.
Right.
So my uncle would bring back a Hoover and a TV off the bins. My dad would bring back some cogs and bits and bobs from work, and me and my dad would sit on the kitchen table and make spaceships and rockets and robots and cars together.
I see. So how long have you been doing this Gizmo bots as a business?
As a business, so I've been building them all my life, really. But after the financial crash, it was at 2008, I think. I was working as a filmmaker and an animator. I was working for the BBC and stuff like that as a freelance. And then the financial crash happened, and I found myself not having as much work as I used to have. So I built a couple of little robots for friends as presents. Wrote them a little backstory based on their life history, and they absolutely loved them. They thought they were brilliant. So a little ping went off in my head, and I thought, why don't I just try and see if I can sell some of these?
Yeah.
So
how long did they take you to make, to put one together?
I just finished this little fella today. So he's all sort of battery powered. I've got different lights on there and stuff. He probably took me about 4 hours start to finish, I reckon. Like that.
That's great.
Some of the ones that are more complicated take a lot longer.
Yeah, I bet. Because I've seen you make massive ones as well, don't you?
I do. I go into schools and other organisations. I'm just looking. I've got a massive one up there as well. So I make them out of waste electricals, and they end up as being sort of 8 foot tall, between 6 and 8 foot tall robot sculptures.
Cool. So tell me about how Corrie first got in touch with you, because for the robots they wanted making.
So they wanted something slightly unusual. They wanted me to build a prop. The story, you probably know the storyline at the time. It was about a gay couple, I think, and they were going to adopt a child, and they were having a problem ingratiating themselves with the child, and so they needed a way of getting in with this kid, and they found this box of bits that she had where she used to build robots with her father. And so because the filming sort of requirements, should I say, they needed to be able to build the robot without any tools. So I had to be quite creative, and any sort of electrical tools. So I had to be quite creative with how I put the robot together, so it could be sort of built as part of the filming, if you like. It was more of a prop than a proper build.
So you said that each of the Gizmo bots that you make has got their own like name and personality and things. Did you have that for the ones for Coronation Street as well?
No, they were just purely props. That's all it was.
Yeah, it must have been quite cool seeing them on TV though, because they would feature quite prominently in the background for a good few years.
They did indeed. Yes, yeah. I'd often get comments. People send me comments and say, "Oh, we saw your robots in the background. Are these your robots?" So, yeah, it was really nice.
And tell me a little bit about fixing ours up, because you've done such a great job. We got ours from eBay a couple of months ago and sent it off to you, and you very kindly did it up again, so it's all brand new. Tell me a bit about the process there.
Well, like I said, when I'd forgotten how I built it, to be honest with you, and there was certain things like the arms sort of had sort of bent bits of Meccano, so they could kind of clip over the body, which was like a biscuit tin. So if you imagine the lid off the top of the biscuit tin and then you sort of clip the arms on the side rather than screwing them on, because that was a requirement for the filming. So I had to sort of rethink how to connect the whole thing together and make it into something that's what you see now. That's a fully, I was going to say a fully operational robot, but it doesn't do anything.
Well, it's a very good job. You've just got him sitting. Hang on a minute. I've got him here. Here he is.
Cool.
In his new home. Love him. So what can people do if they're interested in purchasing a Gizmo bot on their own? Do you want to give a bit of a plug to your website?
Yeah, so my website is www.gizmobots.co.uk. GIZMOBOTS. I've got an Instagram, which is Gizmobots1. Somebody else had Gizmobots, don't know who. Never seen anything posted by them. But Gizmobots1 is my Instagram account. There's some loads of nice pictures I've been taking over the years on there.
Yeah, that is really is. I do recommend everyone go and have a look, because there's some great pictures there. Well, thanks, Mark, for coming on and telling me a little bit more about the process. And good luck with with your business.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
So that's the story of how we got Summer's robot in our collection. Really, really chuffed with him, and thank you so much to Mark for all the hard work you did putting him back together, restoring him to his former glory, and for coming on the show today to tell us a little bit about how it all worked. Big thanks to ITV Reloved for listing him. We couldn't have got him without you. And if you're interested in learning more about Mark's work on Gizmobots, just go to gizmobots.co.uk. And for more on ITV Reloved, where you can look out for some Corrie treasures of your own, head over to ebay.com/str/ITV Reloved. Good luck and goodbye from us. Bye.